You're listening to the Survivor Sweat Podcast with Mike Buckmiller and Russell Rosenblum. If you are looking to buy, sell, swap, or hire a proxy for your entry, head to survivorsweat.com. Now, let's get to it.
All right, welcome back to the Survivor Sweat Pod, coming from the Simply Vegas studio. So, Russ, are you ready to pass the cranberries or pass on the Eagles?
Yeah, I mean, you pass on the Eagles and you take the Bears here. Better have a lot to drink on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. What an EV play.
This is the classic, where the math, rubber meets the road. The math meets the eye test, the skill test. But again, anybody can win on any given Sunday. So it's tough.
This is true. My name is Mike Buckmiller. Alongside me is my partner in sweat, Russell Rosenblum. We were the 2022 Circa Survivor champion under the Jet entry name. And let's recap this exciting Week 12. Yeah, 39 hit the skids. We now have 95.2% of the entire pool eliminated through Week 12. For the fourth week in a row, all the picks were submitted. And we are now at 900 entries remaining out of the original 18,718.
You can't even say 900 and change. It's like 900.
Yeah, it was 1,000 earlier.
I know.
1,000,
it's weird. It's hard to do.
Wow.
Maybe it'll land on 800. Who knows?
I'm going to guess no, but sure, why not?
It's possible.
Yeah. So in comparison to last year at Thanksgiving, we were at 54. And yeah, it was only 14,266 last year. So obviously, many more entries this year. However, last year at this time, 99.6% of the pool had been wiped out. So the chalk has been prevailing. And we will see where we are with 900.
And this is so tough when you hit Thanksgiving because you're always going to have somebody chalky somewhere probably. I mean, it's, you have three. Unless you're really on one of the three dogs, you're hoping one of the chalk teams gets through.
Yeah.
You could take a dog.
Did I mention this is a winner take all? 18 million and change. That change is 718,000. And speaking of getting close, every week I think they're just going to get closer, but no. In Grandissimo for the second straight week, no blood. Cujo looked to be in a great spot on an island with the lions.
He went from a great spot to like wanting to jump off a building to back.
Oh man, it turned out he got more of a sweat than he bargained for. So heading into Thanksgiving, 59-yard field goal. Did you see that thing wrap in?
It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, I didn't see it live because I was busy watching something atrocious. So. In person.
Fair enough.
So in Grandissimo, heading into Thanksgiving, it looks like there's going to be 3 Ravens and 3 Eagles. No one has the Chiefs or Lions available to take. One person has used the Bears. So if the other 5 have stones, they could take the Bears. And they all have the Cowboys left. So
I admit, even I would net up here. I wouldn't take the Bears. Especially you're in a spot where in the main pool, you've got so many people that have the potential to be on the Eagles. Mm-hmm. Here, if you're telling me it looks like 3 and 3, then it's sort of the same anyway. It's 3 and 3. No,
I don't see anybody getting out of line here. I just don't see it. I think they look to week 13B if they all get through. I know 4 have the Chargers available. Mm-hmm. 1 can isolate with the Rams in a really good spot. And then the other can either take Jax or San Francisco. Depends on the run out. But and that's Cujo. Cujo seems to zig when others zag. It seems like he's taking the teams.
He's trying to win.
He's trying to win.
What a novel approach. Yeah. By the way, it would be an interesting question, and we don't have it to see what would happen. If somebody had 2 picks left in Grandissimo, mm-hmm. but only had one favorite, remaining. Like, let's say they had the Eagles on both tickets or the Ravens on both tickets, right? So they can do that, or they can take one of those and a dog. which one do you do? Do you take double Eagles, or you take Eagles with the Bears, or Eagles with like the Cowboys, or Eagles with probably not the Bengals, but maybe? That would be a hell of a question, because you've always got a lot. You got a lot of risk when you take, both your entries on the same side in a spot like this when you're this close.
Yeah, for sure.
When it's early, it makes a little more sense. You have a long way to go. Here, you're close. If you were, you're close. Not in the main, you're not close. In Grandissimo, you're close.
Yep.
So if you were in a spot, I don't know if I would want to take two sides of the same game. Then give up one pick. I don't think I would do that. I think I would probably take like Eagles, and then I probably if I had the choice, if I had double Baltimore, I probably would take a Baltimore and a Bears, something like that.
Solid.
I don't know, or maybe an Eagles and a Bengals, and you risk going out entirely, but you still have a chance to get two through. But that would be an interesting spot. Anyway, to digress.
It's different because Grandissimo too, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So, wild.
Difficult. Yeah. So early on last week, Sam put out Sammy Sadis, as we know, Sam Silverall. He put out immediately at the beginning of the week he was taking the Niners. So.
And he did. He wasn't bluffing.
He wasn't bluffing. He took it. So maybe he was trying to bluff the others into taking somebody else.
I think we've discussed before. Yep. Bluffing there makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
Like if you're going to tell somebody what you're going to do, you're actually way better off just doing it. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to drive people to the team you're going to be on as a disaster.
Yeah, like what does he know that I don't know? And then, people pick the one that you're on.
Yeah, I mean, in a pool this size, down this far, I think at this point, I think people are focused on their path. So we shall see. But looking at, one quick thing. Mitch Moss, and we don't follow the Westgate, but Mitch Moss
just got hired as offensive coordinator for the Raiders. No,
that's you.
It may as well be.
So in Westgate, there's 8 remaining, and 1 have 2 entries. They went with Detroit and the Cowboys.
Oh wow!
And they thought that the Cowboys may be a misclick because I guess it toggles between, but. The Cowboys are down 21. He took a dog, first of all, 21 zip. And then Detroit,
rigged. It's all rigged.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that guy doesn't win it, I mean.
You know what the confusing thing about that is, too, when we were trying to get to the bottom of who that was? That entry is called MMR, which people were thinking in chat on Saturday Night Sweat. It was Mitch Moss Radio. And it wasn't Mitch Moss.
Right. Well, at least he's telling us it isn't.
Mitch Moss is on the Niners when he was texting me.
Yeah, and he did not have 2 entries. Yeah,
right.
For sure.
Right.
So, heading into Monday night, those who had survived got to sit back and sweat the Panthers. Hopefully, 31% landed on the Niners. I mean, and the Niners gave them every opportunity.
3 picks in the first half, and they get 3 points.
There was
a
also
point a pick.
Fumble,
it's like fantasy.
Another fumble they didn't recover. And then the Panthers have 1st and goal at the 2. They get cute. They roll out. Quarterback puts the ball in harm's way.
Pick.
Just unbelievable. I just knew that wasn't going to happen. It just sucked. But, congrats for those of you guys that got through at the Niners.
Not really,
but yeah. So here we are, 900 left. At 4 o'clock on the Survivor Sweat X platform, we post the percentage projections of where we think the public will land, along with our selections for the week. We had the 49ers and Seahawks between that 25 to 30% range. Niners come at 31.7. Seahawks a little bit lower at 22.5. Great, we had one on them. Ravens 20 to 25%, a little bit lower. They were up a little higher. 28.4%.
Yeah.
Lions 6 to 11%, right there at 6%. Packers, Raiders. How about that Raiders game? Oh my!
Hey,
goodness.
You might have gotten to see in person, perhaps Chip Kelly's last game coaching in the NFL at any level.
Yeah,
unless maybe he can move over to the Titans, be the guy that puts the kicking ball out.
Quite the memorable experience.
Really?
I think we spent most of the third quarter at the bar.
Yeah.
So yes, 3.1% on the Raiders. Was a little disappointed. Was hoping we had a few more out there, but oh well. Those teams accounted for 97.2% of the pool. We got through with the Ravens and Seahawks, and by taking the Ravens on one of our ticket, we basically committed. So this week we have some options. I think we're looking at either the Chiefs.
We have one option, or we have a dog. We have lots of dog options.
Yeah, and they might all be dogs.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I think...
yeah, we rarely tell you who we're going to be on, but anybody that were to look at that entry name, it wouldn't take a lot to figure it out.
No, I think we're going to have to roll with the Chiefs.
And it wouldn't have mattered much. I mean, but at the end of the day, yeah, I don't know if we make a different decision knowing the Seahawks were on our other ticket. But if you tell me that we know the Seahawks are going to be down at 22% as opposed to 28-ish,
yeah,
and that the Ravens are going to be up at 28 as opposed to 22-ish, maybe we go ahead and take double Seahawks. It's close.
Yeah, and
it's close.
And the look-ahead line on that game was Chiefs minus 5.5. And obviously...
Well, Dallas wins a game. The Chiefs barely win a game. And
yeah, and then, boom, it's 3.
Right.
So, it is what it is.
I like laying 3 there.
Sure.
I don't mind laying 3. I'd rather lay 2.5. But.
Sure. Well, let's find out if there's going to be any of last year's champs.
Being basically nobody busted. Let's see what happened.
The turkey game.
Yeah. So, Mike, you said that Tony got to the bottom of this.
Yeah, so
C3
Picks has the picks. And
yeah,
so they have
they
have a couple more picks out there than we anticipated. So it turns out they have 3.
Yeah, right. So yeah, C3 Picks, and they, like Mike said, they have 3 alive. 2 Seahawks, 1 on the Ravens. Dream Stakes still has that 1 alive that I keep talking about. Got through with 1 of them on the Seahawks. The Meatball Comrades got 1 through on the good old Ravens, and Pumbaa Pack got 1 through on the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I liked the Seahawks last week, and it looks like everybody else did too.
So what a shock.
Love it.
So 4 of last year's champions have a chance to do the improbable, go back to back. We still got a long way to go, of course. But and speaking of a long way to go, that's a wrap for Week 12, and we're going to figure out where everybody's might land on 13A and B. Hopefully, you have to make 2 picks this week.
Don't forget about B.
Not so loud.
Back after the break.
Couldn't have imagined that it would happen. To be here today and collect this check.
This is amazing.
Do you have what it takes to win the biggest football handicapping contest in Las Vegas? If you live out of state but want to enter either the Circa Sports Millions or the Circa Survivor Contest, you've come to the right place.
But do you not live in Las Vegas? There's a solution with Survivor Sweat. Place from anywhere in any of the biggest sports contests. Fly to Las Vegas and schedule an appointment to get signed up. Can't make it to Vegas? Just buy an entry form from the marketplace. Either way, submit your picks each week into the contest using Survivor Sweat proxy.
Kudos to Circa, Survivor Sweat, and everybody else.
Once in a lifetime experience. Thank you.
With over $20 million in guaranteed prizes, you can sweat small, win big. Visit SurvivorSweat.com or call for more information.
All right, we are back looking ahead to Week 13, A and B. And for those of you that are new to this contest, you have to make a selection for Thanksgiving, which also includes the Black Friday game. So
It does. They're very generous.
Very generous. So you have 4 games to choose from and 8 teams. If you have any remaining, I sure hope you plan for it.
Well, if you don't have to pick anybody.
And if you want to make sure you're not one of those no picks, the entry is due tonight, which is Wednesday, by 10 p.m.
That's right, Wednesday, in case this doesn't air in time. Don't want to get in trouble. Wednesday.
Yeah, so and
10 p.m. Pacific.
I said this on Twitter.
Vegas time.
Everybody's proxy service is different. If you use Survivor Sweat proxy, Wednesday 4 p.m. is the deadline for us, and it's
that's 4 p.m. Vegas time,
right?
PST,
Pacific, and it's 10:15 right now. So
right. Well, yes, but this won't be aired at 10:15.
It'll be aired at
Depends how long we go for.
1:30.
Usually you talk 3-4 hours. Nick's got to edit a ton.
yeah. We love it in the studio.
Oh yeah.
All right, Russ. So, looking at this Thanksgiving slate,
someone's going to take the Eagles. I'm going to put money. Someone's going to be on the Eagles.
What's it looking
Yeah,
like?
a couple.
55.
Kind of ridiculous. Now it was 47, 48, 52. Now it's looking. Some of the projections are showing as high as 57 on the Eagles.
Son of a.
And that's a problem. And I know you hate it because, like, at 47, we're still supposed to take the Bears, but, we take the Eagles, and you kind of suck up the fact that you're doing that. And the closer you're getting to 60%, the harder it is to actually justify taking the Eagles. They can lose. 20% of the time they should lose, or something like that.
25% of the time.
25% of the time they're going to lose. You're going to knock out almost 60% of the field.
Yeah.
That's just massive EV on the Bears. The Bears are the biggest EV play of the week at those numbers. It's not even remotely close.
Yeah.
And yet I don't know if I can have the stomach to put a survivor entry in a team that's going to lose.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we know how much our audience loves EV.
Yep.
Right below them, look at their Ravens here, and only 33% can take them. So,
and it looks like 31% are going to take them. Look, at the end of the day, the numbers are going to move between the Eagles and the Ravens for the people that have both, and you still have the numbers who has both. It's not too many people that are moving from, like, I don't think, Kansas City to Philly and Detroit to Philly, for example. I don't think there are a lot of people doing that. People that are planning on Detroit are taking Detroit. And actually, it's a good spot to take Detroit.
Sure.
So it is what it is. I mean, the Chiefs look like they have the second best EV of the week. Oh, sorry, second best EV of the week, slightly better than Detroit.
Yeah, Kansas City there, I guess, at 1.18 in terms of EV. And, Kansas City at Dallas, I think early in the year, you would have loved that spot. And now here we are. So, but it's showing around 4 to 5% will take them. I like the spot, but I wish Kansas City was clicking a little bit better.
Of course. If Kansas City was clicking better, you might have 15% of the field on them, though. But
yep. And the win rate just keeps plummeting here on Detroit. They've now lost their tight end. Well, they lost him last week for the season. They're a little nicked up front and in the secondary, but
they have other games that are going to be good. And
Yeah.
Green Bay is this sort of like. I think early in the year, this game was flipping back and forth a few times, too, as to who's favored. I mean, Green Bay just persistently appears overrated, and yet, they win games except when we take them in Survivor. So
Yeah.
there's that.
You guys and a lot of other people, too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Kansas City is owned by 54% of the pool. However, they are also the favorite on Christmas. I think now that the Vikings are having some troubles, so is Detroit's up there too. So those are two good plays for that. So if you have Kansas City and Detroit, which matchup do you like better? And so interesting run out. And some may have backed themselves in a corner and may have to take Dallas, may have to take Chicago. It
Maybe.
just depends.
I don't know which is. I don't know. I do know. If those are the two I'm thinking about, I'm just taking Chicago. And Dallas has a slightly better chance to win, of course, significantly better chance to win. But at the end of the day, if you want to really advance, you're going to need a dog to win. If you need a dog to win,
Sure.
If you win with Dallas, great. You're advancing. You're losing like a couple of percent of the field, right? If you go ahead and you win with Chicago, you advance and you lose half the field.
Absolutely.
It's that to me is not particularly close. And Dallas has another spot. You might want to use them on Christmas. Chicago, I'm not looking at the schedule, but I can't imagine they have a bunch of banner spots.
No, I think week 15 they have a decent spot, but nothing that like.
They have Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not saying everyone should run out there and take Chicago. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you were deciding between one of the three dogs, if those are your only options, it should just be Chicago.
Yeah. So Mitch Moss on VSiN, he set the line as he was talking. I think he was just kind of free rolling it. He goes, "Yeah, it set the line at about 4.5 teams taken," and then he stopped and he goes, "No, wait." He goes, "I think every team might be taken."
I haven't looked closely enough. It's too many entries.
So there are some out there that have locked themselves into a dog here.
That I'm sure of, but I don't think there's.
But with 900 participants, there are individuals out there that have multiple entries,
and we've seen some strange.
more.
Of course, right. And by the way, if we had 6 entries, I'm not taking 6 teams to be clear.
So
but certainly I would take one of these teams. Nobody else is likely to take.
So I ran some of this math here. 1.42% chance that all the dogs win. So all 4 dogs, 1.42%. So, I mean, that'll knock out just about, I think you're down to, at that point, you'd be down to
10 people or something.
Yeah, give or take. And then there is a 6.25% chance that both the Ravens and Eagles lose. That would get us underneath 100 or sub 100. And there's, as we mentioned, 25% chance that one of the big favorites, Baltimore.
Well, no, there's a 25% chance just by itself that the Eagles lose.
That one of
by
those
itself.
lose.
No, just the Eagles.
Yeah.
Right, they're 75% to win, so they're 25%
Yeah, for
to lose.
each one of those games,
oh, right.
25%, because they're
together,
both
yeah.
the same money line
Yep.
is what it runs out. So, I mean, there is a chance that...
But it's basically, it's a little less than 50% that at least one of those two teams loses between Baltimore and Philly.
Put it this way, if we had 5 entries remaining, okay, how would we possibly play this out?
It's a good question. Assuming we had, whatever available. I mean... 5's a tricky number. I prefer to have 10, but what a shock. If you had 5 remaining, gosh, I mean, I probably avoid Philly entirely then. I probably go something like 2 Baltimore, 2 Kansas City, and 1 on one of these dogs, maybe Chicago.
Yeah.
2 Baltimore, 2 Kansas City, 1 Chicago. I think that's actually what I do if I have 5 left and just carte blanche, pick whatever I want to pick here.
Exactly.
And I feel good about that, and I hope, Philly loses. And I mean, you could also take something like, 1 Philly, 1 Chicago, and then split the rest up. It's not terrible with 6, because when Philly loses, you're losing 1/6, and the field is losing close to 60%. Yep. But you're also not gaining much when Philly advances with that pick. So, no, I think I would go 2 Baltimore, 2 KC, 1 Chicago.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, good stuff. And if you get by the Thanksgiving slate, then we have to regroup and look ahead to week 13B.
I would recommend that, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like early numbers are showing, if you have the Chargers, you're playing them, 47% of the pool, it looks like, is going to be on that game. There's the Chargers, Jags, Dolphins. You excited about the Dolphins?
I mean, more than I would be about the Raiders.
Or you got the Rams. The Rams have a really good spot, and maybe you isolate yourself there. Or the Niners at Cleveland. Although something about that game, I'm not sure. San Francisco.
I mean, look, depending on what you think of Minnesota, doesn't Seattle have a pretty good spot?
Yes, Seattle has a really good spot.
And they don't look to be largely taken, because I don't think there's many left that own them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have a better spot down the line, a couple of better spots. They got Atlanta, and maybe Carolina could be better still. But they're certainly not a bad spot if you own them still.
Yeah, Chargers, Seahawks, Jags, Dolphins, Rams, Niners are probably going to be who you're going to look at. So if you have any of those teams, it just looks like everybody's saving the Chargers for that. I want to say that how many have the Chargers to play? 71.6% of the pool have the Chargers available.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Only interesting because 71% have them, and it looks like 49%'s taking them. I don't know exactly what they're saving them for, other than they just don't want to take them when everybody else is.
Sure.
Because the Chargers don't really have... Shockingly, they're as high as 49% against Philly to win. And then after that, they're 53% against Houston in Week 17. So they don't have a lot of great spots either.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're just going to be heavily taken there for sure. And so, again...
But if you have them, the best spots in order, and sort of a VV for those people out there that love the expected value.
Oh, yeah.
Seattle, Rams, New England, Denver, San Francisco, Indy, Jacksonville, Buffalo.
Yeah.
Chargers. I could keep getting down to the Raiders. That's reading a long time. That'd be a lot of reading.
Sure. I kind of remember the Patriots having a decent spot. The Patriots are Monday.
Patriots have a lot. They have decent spots every week. They
Monday
have the
night
softest
versus
schedule
the
like in the
Giants,
history of the league.
They're that Monday night versus the Giants too. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
So the
week 13,
mechanics
yeah.
of this is get your pick in tonight by 10 p.m. Vegas time.
Just the one. You don't have to put both in. I don't even know if you can put both in, to be honest. So you only put in your Thanksgiving pick.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know
if
if
you have a
advanced
proxy,
yet.
well, correct. But if you have a proxy, do you happen to know if the proxy lets you put in both now or not? Or they make you wait? Not sure.
Say that one more time.
Does the proxy actually let you put in your Thursday and Sunday pick now?
Not
sure?
I would believe so.
Okay.
I'm going to lean
Since you can
towards
change
yes.
anyway, so probably.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you get through Thanksgiving, then it goes back to the regular mechanics,
Right.
4 o'clock Saturday Pacific time for week 13B. And then you might have to do this again on Christmas.
If you don't make it through Thanksgiving, what's the cutoff to go over to Survivor Sweat to buy an entry? Is there a time?
Yeah, you just
Preferably before the other guy puts the pick in.
stuff
Yeah,
yourself.
I think so.
You'll just stuff yourself with more turkey.
Exactly.
Yep.
Or booze.
Speaking of Survivor Sweat,
Never heard of it. What?
popped on there. I think they have around 70 entries on the marketplace if you want to jump back into the contest or add on, ranging between 1 to 99%. I'm seeing the range between $300 and $500 a point. If you're looking for pick control, there's options for that as well. I saw a few 6-packs available. I did see a Grandissimo entry yesterday, but it was on and off quick.
Really?
So it got snatched up. Wow. And the last sale in the main was $4,700 for 20%. And I found myself scrolling through there.
That's not bad.
And trying to find an entry that had the Lions. And there was like 3 or 4 that did, and then I went back later and they were gone. I just think
You can probably find one that still has the Raiders.
Yeah.
And people have taken the Raiders. I mean, they're gone now, but
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. I was looking for entries that had maybe Colts, Broncos, Patriots, Seahawks, those low-owned teams. And so, but those seem to get snatched up pretty fast.
or just the people this year going to have the same problem. People are going to assume they're worth more than they are.
Yeah.
Even though they're worth more, people will not. They're going to be very reluctant to sell them, or they're going to put them price very, very high.
Yeah.
They should. I mean, that's what they should put them price, in my opinion. Put them price very, very high. You don't have a downside.
Yeah.
Worse, the only downside is, Nick gets abused for setting prices that he doesn't set. But other than that, there's no downside to actually putting it up there at a high price.
No, yeah, because there's an infinite amount of haggling that you can do. Not haggling, but going back and forth,
Sure.
coming to a consensus.
Or
on
you
a
just say
price.
no. You put it up there at $1,000 a point, and the guy just offers you $500, and you go, no. I mean, whatever.
All right, Nick, tell us about this Saturday Night Sweat show.
Yeah, we are most likely going to have Mr. Chris Moneymaker himself on the show on Saturday at probably around 7. We'll have him on 7 PST. Yeah, really excited about that. Other
That's
than
win or
that,
lose, no matter what happens on Thanksgiving, right? He's committed?
I would think so.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
He has committed.
Yeah.
So if he changes his mind, you can hold it against him, not Nick.
I'm not going to hold
For
it.
those of you that don't know, Chris Moneymaker is
Those of you who don't know, just go subscribe to
Yeah.
some other
Yeah.
podcast someplace.
widely regarded as the gentleman that started the poker boom
Yep.
here in 2003 when he was the accountant from Tennessee that won the main event
right.
for $2.5 million, and it was the first anyone can do it. Surprising that your run in 2002 didn't have the same.
Well, have you ever thought if it wasn't for me making the final table in 2002, maybe Moneymaker never even desires to play
Butterfly effect.
in 2003? And look at it this way. 20 years later in 2022, I finally managed to win something. And now look at what this thing has done. It looks like I am just ahead of my time.
You are ahead of your time. So
I used to play in the NBA before anybody watched. That's why you won't see me there. But it really boomed after I left.
Yeah, so I saw Tony Farmer, who also is a moderator on Saturday Night Sweat. He saw a tweet, and I saw it as well. Moneymaker said, "Go Panthers." So
You had to tell.
us in the Survivor world,
Yeah,
we're
to
like,
tell.
"You're in this contest."
Yep.
I happened to play in some fantasy leagues with Chris, and
Yep.
quickly text him, and he said, "Yeah, I'd love to come on. It'll be great."
It'll be fun. He's usually fun.
I
stuff
hope
like that.
he gets through, and I'm pretty sure he'll hold the commitment. But yeah, it should be fun. And yeah, we have a lot of good guests on there. It's a good round table, and I really enjoy the show. Yeah.
It'll be fun. You guys, you got to figure out something. I don't know what it's going to be between you and Chris. Some sort of keyword where every time that word is said, one of you has to take a shot or something.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I think I do it anyways.
Well,
Sure.
yeah, you would just use the word, whatever the word is. Just keep
Yes.
You guys, speaking of
chalk,
Saturday
maybe
Night
chalk.
Sweat,
Anytime someone says chalk, yeah.
should I pop out tonight at midnight and do a stream by myself Wednesday Night Sweat after the numbers get released?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Why not? I think so.
I was trying to get ODB to do it because I know he's a DGen and he could be awake.
It's
But
going to be so sick if like Nick gets 3 times as many viewers by himself as we do on the Saturday
just
with
so-
everybody
3K.
else on
So
there.
in the past, I think it's a real quick turnaround because they come in at 10 p.m. and they usually get them out by like 10:30, 10:45, and they post them on their Twitter feed or the X handle. But with 900, I think there's a little bit more to count.
Maybe. I don't think the counting is the issue. I think the system spits it out, right? It's that they have, and rightfully so, they have no juice on this contest. They'd be recounting like an election. There's a hanging Chad on the Eagles. No, I think that they're right to do it. They're leveraging the fact they have the information. You watch the show. And,
for sure.
They buy a little time.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the morning game starts. It used to always be at that 9:30 window, Pacific time, and I think they moved the game back to 10
did they?
a.m.
It is 10.
And then
They're not going to do a Thanksgiving game in London, like 6:30? Not this year. Maybe I shouldn't give them any more ideas. It's possible.
Yeah. So you got, I'm speaking on West Coast, you got the 10 o'clock tilt. You got Green Bay at Detroit. 1:30, you have the Chiefs at Dallas. I think we plan to eat right at halftime. So
that's good. It's well
3
scheduled.
o'clock, yeah, for sure. And then you have the nightcap, which is the Bengals with Joe Burrow coming back. No T. Higgins, but
in case the dinner runs
Chase
long, there is a TV near the food, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Or I'll bring one. Just carry it in.
Against the Ravens, and then the Friday game. So the Friday game, which it looks like half the field's going.
No one's going to be on that game. Come on.
Imagine.
So, and that's a noon tilt, and it's your Bears at the Philadelphia Eagles. So that is a wrap for Week 12, and looking ahead for Week 13. So hopefully you're still in the contest. Hopefully you have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy the games, and if you want.
And to be clear, you basically did already say this, but I'm going to say the exact same thing a different way. Even if you're taking the Friday game, your pick must still be in before tonight. It must be in tonight, right, on Wednesday night.
Yes.
And you might think that, well, of course, because otherwise it would be gone anyway, but not necessarily. If you were deciding between the Bears and the Eagles, you're still deciding on Wednesday. You're not deciding Friday morning, which is unfortunate because it could.
To be clear, that Friday game is a part of the Thanksgiving slate, and it has to be.
It's not like a normal week where if you're taking the Thursday game, you have to have it in before Thursday kickoff. Otherwise, it's Saturday here. Even if you're taking the Friday game, has to be in on Wednesday.
And don't wait till 9:59.
And then call your proxy.
Yeah. or Jeff Benson.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Yeah.
No.
So if you want to talk contest or want to hit us up at mbuckmiller, at rosenblumr, or always at Survivor Sweat. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the pod, and of course over at survivorsweat.com. Check out the marketplace.
Nick, are you going to put up some special pricing there for Black Friday?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
dude.
Yeah.
Cyber Monday, because it's on the line.
That's true. It should be a Cyber
Especially
Monday
if one
pricing.
of the big teams goes down, you know.
Then Nick can really set the prices.
Yeah, man, I'm going to be raking it in. You know me.
All right. Good luck. Happy Thanksgiving.
Good luck,
and
all.
get your picking.
Yes, sir.